Theories like the integrated information theory or orchestrated collapse of quantum states and microtubules and so forth. What's remarkable is that when you look at all these theories, there is not a single specific conscious experience that has ever been explained. What is the pattern of integrated information that must be the taste of vanilla and could not possibly be the smell of a rose? What is the orchestrated collapse, the precise orchestrated collapse of quantum states and microtubules that must be the taste of chocolate and could not be, the taste of garlic? If you ask, and these are my friends, and I've asked them in public at conferences and so forth, give me a specific conscious experience that your theory can tell us. Because these are supposed to be theories of conscious experience, so they should explain conscious experiences. So what experience can you explain? What integrated information must be the taste of chocolate, or whatever one you can do? And what's remarkable is there is no physicalist theory or integrated information theory or orchestrated collapse, whatever. There is no theory of that type that can explain even one specific conscious experience. We're batting zero. Nothing. There's nothing on the table. So that's why I said it's premature to talk about, so how could computers boot up consciousness? We have no idea about how anything could boot up consciousness right now from a physical system. Literally nothing is on the table. So until we can solve that, we don't know how neurons could possibly boot up consciousness. There's nothing on the table. So that's why this is I said it was premature to be asking whether, only biological systems can boot up consciousness and not AIs. We have no theory about how biological systems can boot up consciousness. There's literally nothing on the table that makes sense. And I predict that that's a principled problem. This is not simply these are bright people. These are good friends of mine. They're brilliant. But when you start with space and time and physical objects inside space and time, like particles or neurons or whatever, you're starting with what physics tells us is not fundamental reality. So if you're starting with something that we know is not fundamental, good luck trying to boot up a theory of anything else from that. So that's my diagnosis of the problem. So we have to go after, I think, I agree with Bernardo, starting with an idea in which consciousness itself is fundamental. And Bernardo's going after that philosophically. As a scientist, I'm trying to go after it mathematically, try to get a mathematically precise theory of the very kinds of things that Bernardo's talking about, and then show how space and time are booted up precisely from a theory of consciousness. So get a dynamics of consciousness outside of space-time and boot up space and time and for example, scattering amplitudes of particles. Get all of that without a hand wave, get all of that derived precisely from a theory of consciousness. So in other words, we've tried to start with space and time and particles and biology and try to boot up a theory of consciousness from that. We've not gotten a single success, not one specific conscious experience. But if we start with consciousness being fundamental and a mathematical model of that, then I think we can boot up space and time and particles and show where they come up, and we can bat 100 on that. So I think we should start with consciousness and show space and time is just a user interface that some consciousness is used. But if we start the other direction, our best science tells us, good luck,